Holy crap, it says we're live. Wow, what an impressive feat. So, those watching post live, yes, 1.5K. That is a number that I never thought I would ever see. And I just want to take a moment before we get into this to say thank you very much for coming and watching my videos and subscribing and clicking on the bell. And even so much as just watching my videos means a lot to me. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has taken participation in contributing to the channel's subscriber counts and all that stuff over the years. It really means a lot to me, and I'm going to continue to make things better as far as content goes as time goes on, and hopefully bring you all some more interesting content throughout the rest of this year and beyond. At least that is my end goal. So again, thank you all so much. Like, really, I can't even stress this enough. Like, holy crap, 1.5K, man. I know the iMac is dusty. I apologize, but yeah, that is an amazing site. I can't even talk today. Man, what an embarrassment. That's okay. You know, I've just been catching up on doing some video editing and trying to get some stuff done. If I bring up iMovie here, I got a project that's in the works, something small, something quick, so I can get it up onto the channel beginning of next week. So that way you guys have something to watch. And then I've got, well, not this project. This one's already done, so I can delete this, actually. But I've got that video in the works. Then I just recorded that one yesterday. That one's going to get edited here soon, hopefully. Then this one's probably going to come next after this one. And then I've got a sponsored review that's going to be in the works. So overall, I mean, I've got quite a bit of content in the works. It's just I'm having to get through it all as far as the editing is concerned. Whoops, don't drop the phone. So bear with me. It's going to probably be a little bit, but hopefully it ain't going to be too bad, I don't think. So we'll see how things go. So anyways, I just wanted to take this live stream today to just kind of hang out, chat, answer questions, pretty much do whatever, really. Just to kind of hang out and talk with the subscribers, because why not? It's not very often you get a chance to do this, especially me, because I'm going to be extremely busy with school and work and all that. I'm actually going back to work, and that's actually really exciting because I was not an essential employee back within March and all that during the shutdown. So it was only a couple weeks ago I finally just started getting back into the swing of getting to work and working and all that, and that definitely has put a bit of a crimp, if you will, on my schedule. I definitely don't have as much free time. And that's okay, because I'd rather it be that way because, well, technically still YouTube is my hobby, and I want it to stay that way. I don't really want it to become my job, if you will. So it's definitely going to be a little bit more time-consuming to my schedule. But, you know, hey, I need the money just like everybody else does, and, you know, it's just kind of how it goes. But that doesn't mean I won't be making content. It's just, you know, going to be taking a little bit longer to get to things, so I might be changing up the schedule a little bit to accommodate for that, but we'll see, because I'm on summer break right now. This is obviously the weekend leading up to summer break, so right now I've got basically all the free time in the world to do whatever. But I'd otherwise be editing right now, but I noticed, you know, the subscriber count this morning when I woke up was 1.5K, so I thought I'd do something a little bit fun today, hopefully, to celebrate that. I do potentially have like a 1.5K subscriber video in the works. I just got to think about what I'm going to do. I thought about some silly ideas to just do something fun for 1.5K. I just have to plan it out and actually like do it, because it could be interesting. But we were thinking, because my friend and I, we had the thought going around about potentially using one of these old crappy camcorders from my childhood days. This is some Chinese special camcorder, this HP of some kind. These went under various different brand names, like Bell & Howell, for example. I know V Westlife had something similar to this, literally the exact same camcorder, but this one's just HP branded. This was my grandma's old camcorder. She doesn't really use it anymore, obviously, so it kind of just got passed down to me. And really, the image isn't even all that great to begin with. But hey, it could be a fun little project for what it is. As far as I know, I don't believe I left an SD card in this. Oh, I did. Apparently I did. How big is it? We have an 8 gig SD card. Ooh, Hey, that's pretty cool. I forgot that was in there. So, hey, I have an SD card in the camera, so that's cool. So maybe that could be for a future project of sorts, if you will. I have to think about that, but we'll have to see. I got like a bunch of different video ideas that I could probably come up with as far as a 1.5K subscriber video goes. But I don't know. It's up to you all at the same time as well. Just trying to think of what I want to do for this afternoon's live stream. What do I want to do? I do need to do a little bit of stuff. I'm going to get stuff listed on Facebook Marketplace this afternoon. So kind of got stuff kind of spread all over the place because I'm going to be taking pictures of things. So I'm going to try not to show it too much, but maybe we can dig into something potentially. Got to put this RAM up here. And plus I'm just kind of waiting on people to come on in if they're able to. I know it's Friday. It's a bit of a weird time for me to be busting out the live streaming of sorts, but you know, at least it'll be running by the time that people want to hop in and join, if they're even able to. And if not, that's okay. So we'll just put that RAM up there. And then I've got like stuff everywhere. I've been working on a little bit of everything lately, and stuff's kind of everywhere, so that's always fun. So don't mind me just kind of lingering around here while people join in. I haven't seen anybody in the chat yet, so it's probably another telltale sign that there's a lot of people in here, if you will. So that's always fun. So this machine's going to be ready for taking pictures of, if you will. So this can go over here for the moment, I think. Possibly, if I can get it over here. Oh, hey, Mr. Retro Geek. Glad to see you in the chat. Yes, appreciate you thanking me for the 1.5K. I was not expecting that actually this morning at all. So I thought that was really awesome that I finally hit that milestone. That was really quite the sight to see this morning. Of course, no YouTuber is ever really anticipating the kind of landmarks that they'll ever make, but especially not me. I'll tell you that much. So give me one moment. I gotta set you all up here. I gotta put some stuff back up here in this shelf, so that way I can make some room and whatnot. For the moment, anyway. Good God, this thing's heavy. There we go. And I can just kind of sit up there. And then, one moment. Let's see, is this on? Not that I can tell. Okay. Okay, then this can go in alongside that. Just so that way it gets out of the way. There we go. I should be able to shut this. No, that's going to be a little too far forward. Okay, there we go. Now I should be able to shut the cupboards. Nope. Okay, push this back then a little more. There we go. Cool. So, I'm thinking today we're going to bust out a system that we haven't shown on the channel in a little while. Maybe we'll do something silly with it, like, I don't know, upgrade its version of Windows. Just kidding, I'm not going to do that. I literally don't know what I want to do for this stream. I just kind of turn it on and I'm going to just leave it up to you all. Although, I will say, turn the camera around here, I have picked up some stuff from my storage. So this is an HP Pavilion 6735. I don't know if you all remember this system, but I got it a couple of years ago. Haven't really done anything with it, but my intention is this system is going to replace that 6630. I'm thinking I'm going to just get rid of this system because this thing's faster and it's in better condition. And, well, that's about it, really. The motherboards are basically the same. And this one, the label up top is actually still present, which is pretty impressive after all these years. So I'll likely hang on to this system in the end, just because, why not? Makes for a pretty laughable Windows Millennium Edition box, because that was what it was designed for, Windows ME. Whereas that thing over there was designed for 98 Second Edition. So, I'm trying to think. Could maybe bust something out from behind here. Maybe. I gotta move the CRT if I'm gonna do that, though. Maybe. I mean, I've got some other stuff here, too. Let me bring this box over here. Because in addition to grabbing some computers out of storage, I grabbed some of these cards. Well, not the memory card that goes in the PlayStation 2, but I grabbed some cables. And this right here, this Holy Grail, is a Sound Blaster AW64 Gold. I got this many years ago, and I used this in a couple different systems. So I'm thinking, for this sound card, I was going to actually put it into this system in here, that digital PC that you see right there, because I don't believe the sound card that it has is ISA, or it's not nearly as nice as this thing. So this could make for an interesting a little project edition. But I got to remember where I put the drivers for it, because it's been a while. But that's something I'll probably tackle another day, because I got to source out the drivers. And then, what's his name on YouTube? He keeps hankering on me about it. These gateway discs, the OS, the drivers, and the applications. Yes, I have brought them out from storage. I found them. So if I'm lucky, hopefully, then I can image these, put them onto the Internet Archive, and I'll make the links available. But not going to happen today, because who wants to watch me image discs? Then I also have a couple other things in here too, some of which may be a plausible thing to do on this live stream. So which comes out first? I think this comes out first. This is just a boring video card. This is a Radeon 9100, at which the fan went bad, so I took the fan off. And yeah, it's just your basic 128 meg video card with nothing really special about it at all. Then a couple extra sound cards in here. You got a Sound Blaster Audigy with the EAX hardware accelerated audio. And then there's just a basic ES1371 card of some kind. I think this came out of some basic Pentium 2 of some sort. Although I just noticed this. Looks delicious. Wonder what the heck blew up on that. But I can't imagine that would stop something like this from actually working. Can't imagine. But I don't know. I'll test it another day. Then got another video card here. This is an old one, an NVIDIA Riva 128. And this came out of an old Micron Millennia desktop computer from 1997. Had a Pentium 2 processor. I think it was a 266 megahertz. And this was the video card that it came with when it was new. This is a 4 megabyte video card. I believe it does 3D. And you can see the NVIDIA logo there, hopefully. Had all kinds of different options. But really there's only VGA, because this was an OEM card, if you will. Then this is, I believe, it was made in 1998 by STB Systems. I want to say that this is a NVIDIA Riva TNT, 16 meg. I believe that's what this is, because this came out of my old compact Persignia Desktop 1000. This was its original video card. Wow. There is some gross stuff on this stuff of mine. That's interesting. But I believe that is what this video card is a Riva TNT 16 meg. It's also got a bug. You can tell where this stuff's been. Storage. But then there's this. We have a Pentium 2 processor. This is a 400 megahertz. This also... Sorry, I ditched my face. This is also one that came out of my compact Persignia Desktop 1000, because I just parted that computer because it really wasn't in that great of shape anymore. So I decided to hang on to the processor, because I've got the Desk Pro EN Pentium 2 system, and this could probably benefit in that system more than it would that Persignia. Since I don't remember, I want to say that Desk Pro EN, which is over there, by the way, off the camera. It's, I believe, a 350 megahertz Pentium 2. Don't quote me on that, but I'd rather this CPU get put to better use somewhere else. The only problem is, of course, the heatsink, because this was meant for that Persignia, for which it was a passively cooled system. So it's got this big, beefy heatsink on it. Like really really big. I suppose maybe you could have put a fan on one of these, but this one didn't have one. And yeah, so Persignias didn't have passive cooling. Still got the Scotch tape on it from when I Scotch taped a fan onto this heatsink many times ago, when I was probably doing some stupid experimentation with this, and the CPU was probably getting used to its full potential. Those were the days, man. Back in the days when you could goof around with old computers and actually like have a lot of fun doing it. And then I was much younger too, so that probably helped out a lot. This here is a gigabit NIC, just your basic Intel gigabit NIC from the day, probably early 2000s. Yeah, early 2000s, because that has a date of 2002. So I just pulled this out because you never know when computers are going to need a network card, specifically one that uses gigabit. And then there's just some DDR RAM here, so I'd have some extra on hand. So I'm thinking what we're going to do, I want to see if I can make this, oh, well, thanks, Watch. I appreciate you trying to describe what I'm trying to say there. I think we're going to try doing something with this Pentium 2 in the Desk Pro EN. I think we'll start with that, because why not? I did see a couple people join into the chat, so hello, peoples. How are we doing? So we're just going to move a bunch of this stuff out of the way here, so I can throw the computer up onto my mattress of sorts, if you will. So, and I do have to move a couple different things out of the way. So I apologize for the crappy camera work you're about to experience. So, old hardware, yay. Yep. All right, let me set you all down for a moment. Let me get this stuff moved out of the way. Oh, goodness, that's heavy. Woohoo! Woohoo! That's heavy. Yeah. Okay, now I can get that Desk Pro up off the floor. Hopefully, if I can do it all in one shot, that'd be great. Damn, this thing's heavy. Woohoo! Wow. Ugh. There we go. There we go. I got her up here. Definitely not a light computer by any means, and I actually really need to replace the feet. It's only this one left, really, and the rest are just these plastic inserts and stuff. I really got to clean the bottom of this thing. Dang. I don't think I've ever cleaned the bottom of this thing, probably because it's always sat on its feet, or the one foot that it does have. So I'm gonna have to go down to Lowe's and buy some of those cork feet that are size fitting to this computer. Anyways, I saw some messages pop up in the chat here. Yes, congrats on the 1.5K. Yes, I am really excited about that. So I'm going to hopefully do something for that special. I was going to do something for 1,000, and then it never happened just because I didn't have the thoughts to make something. So I want to do something specific for this particular special, if it's at all possible. Even if it's just something funny, that'd be kind of fun. And then I think, was that same person is asking, how you doing during COVID? I'm getting by. You know, obviously I was affected just like everybody else was regarding the whole pandemic. And obviously I was without work because I wasn't really an essential employee for obvious reasons. You know, doing network infrastructure work as an intern isn't exactly an essential position. And obviously I knew that. So, yeah. Mask wearing and good hygiene. Yes, you betcha. As often as I can. Well, obviously it's legally mandated in the state I live in that I have to wear a mask whenever I go outside. That's just the nature of it. So, yeah. God, I haven't touched this computer since I last did the video with Q4 OS, I believe, was the last time I used this. So it's definitely been a bit. I remember when I downgraded the RAM to 128 megs because I wanted to test their minimum requirements out. All right, so this is our processor, and this is the Pentium 2 that I would like to put into this thing. So I think I may have to change the heatsink out because I think, just casually thinking, I don't think that heatsink's gonna fit. So, or do I have this upside down? No, that's the right way up. So I might just have to swap out this heatsink. So that's fun. Obviously, I'm going to have to take out this temperature sensor over here on that side, but that's not too bad. That's just a flathead screwdriver, so I can grab that. So prepare for some quality camera work. I say that intentionally wrong on purpose just to make people mad and make sure that they're watching. So let me just grab a screwdriver here. Saw something in the chat, I think. Oh, hey, Steven, how's it going? Good to see you. So let's go ahead. Let's get this sensor off. Is my screwdriver not big enough for that? It must not be. Well, okay then. I guess I go and I get me a bigger flathead screwdriver. Un momento, por favor. Let me grab it from my tool bag. Okay. So let's get in here. Hopefully this screwdriver is going to fit. Oh dear. Do I have to take the processor out first? I might have to take the processor out. So first things first, I'm going to take this RAM out. That's going to be a pretty good idea, I would think. Now, I believe it's just a Pentium 2 thing. You just squeeze these tabs in, click them, and just gently pull it out like that. And I'm not sure how compact's mounting was for this. I think that's all we need to do, really. Yeah, just like that. Okay, now I should be able to get the screwdriver in here and get this temperature sensor off the processor. Hopefully. Because obviously I'm gonna have to transfer this heat sink around, so my apologies on the poor viewing on the camera. Not much I can really do about that. Really? Is that not fitting in? Because I don't have my Torx drivers here, and this flathead is too thick. Really? Would I have to resort to some other drastic measures? I hope not. Alright, well I guess we'll try this screwdriver then. Let's, there we go. Yep, this works. So I might just end up having to use this screwdriver for the rest of the operations. Hey James, how's it going? There we go. Okay. It is now free from the system. So, let me get these things side by side because I want to compare. I don't remember what clock speed processor was in this. Let's see. What does this thing say? Does it mention anything specific? Oh yeah, 350. So this was a 350 megahertz Pentium 2 with 512K of cache. Whereas this one over here, it's really kind of hard to see because of how thick the heatsink is. You can see this one's a 400 megahertz Pentium 2 with 512K of cache. So, no, it's not really going to be that big of an upgrade. But you know what? I'm doing it for fun because you know what? You can't always do these things every day. And I figure it's 1.5K special time. Let's do something a little bit more fun. Okay. So let's go ahead, take this heatsink off because we're going to have to transfer this between the two. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the old processor, this 350 megahertz. I can't imagine that really anybody's going to want this old thing around here at least. So I mean, I could try listing it for sale, but it's one of those things that it's kind of a niche market. You have to find the right person to buy something like this. Also, this heatsink's a little on the dirty side. It's not too bad. All right. Well, let's see how bad the thermal paste is here. If I can get this heatsink off for one thing. That's going to be one thing entirely. All right. So how is this held on to the processor? That's what I want to know. Now, in all fairness, I've never really taken apart one of these slot 1 Pentium 2s, so you'll have to bear with me on this. Not sure exactly how they clip on to their heat sinks. All I know is that they're held on with 4 screws. So, you know, it probably would have been ideal if I looked up some kind of guide before I started doing this. So, forgive me. But I'm just gonna... Oh, there we go. Okay. It was just really held on there well. So it actually looks like this is more of like a pad than anything. Of course, this is just a solid chunk of aluminum as your heatsink. And in the case of this Desk Pro, what's really nice is that there's a fan right there. So it's not requiring to be completely fanless like in the case of this 400 megahertz Pentium 2 that came out of that Prosignia Desktop 1000, where, as you can see, this behemoth of a heatsink was needed because it was a fanless system. And that's kind of impressive for something with a 400 megahertz Pentium 2. But they pulled it off, so hey, that's something. Okay, so let's take these screws and the heatsink, let's set that off to the side. And then we'll move the 350 megahertz Pentium 2 off to the side as well. And we'll start on the decracking of the 400 megahertz Pentium 2. I mean, these fins are significantly deeper and more spread out. So you can definitely tell this thing was meant for passive cooling. Whoops, sorry, I bumped the camera. If I can even get the flathead screwdriver in there to... Wow, these are on there tight. All right, one moment. Let me crack these open real quick because I'm going to have to do this away from the camera to get them loose. Come on. Come on. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, this screwdriver is like the perfect size to get into these stupid HP compact, or mainly compact, Torx and flathead style screws. This is like the perfect screwdriver almost to get into the flathead section of these things. Assuming you can even get the flathead part to stay inside the screwdriver in the first place. Come on. There we go. Wow. I'm actually really surprised how tight these are on the heatsink. That's impressive. Okay, let's try this again here. So, maybe. Wow. Or is it that these are slightly different screws? No. It's just they're on there like really, really tight. But these screws are slightly different in that the flathead portion is like extremely shallow. So it's super easy to get the screwdriver to fall out of the hole. So I'll get this in a little better frame of view here with the RAM. Hope I'm not missing out too much on the chat. Not really too much. Okay. Wow. So hard to get a grasp of these screws. It really is. Why? I have no idea. But they're just that hard to get a hold of. And so I'm having to sit here and manhandle this processor. Because the portion with the flathead on it is so small. What would be nice is if Compaq at this time made these flathead portions go the whole length across the screw. It would made it a hell of a lot easier to get these off if you're using a flathead screwdriver like I am, at least in this instance. That or just because, you know, I've never really taken this heatsink off the processor before. And since this has probably been on here since like 1999, yeah. Well, maybe 98, because 99 was really when the Pentium 3 took off. And I bet you the copyright year on this is 98, so maybe I shouldn't get a little ahead of myself there, you know. Wow, come on. The screwdriver is hot garbage. Man, it makes me wish I brought my my better tools from home. Problem is, I packed those up because we're at home. Oh, they're at home being moved, so there's not really much that I can do there. So get those screws. Oh, this one isn't even all the... Oh, there it goes. I was about to say, like, why isn't that coming out? But no, it's already loose. Okay. Okay. So now let's get started on these ones over here. I apologize that I am still bumping the camera. But, you know, such as it goes with these screws that will not get out of their hole. I'm having to turn them, like, so slowly, because otherwise it just pops out, and it's so hard to get it locked back into the head. Well, these ones seem to be coming off a little easier. Maybe it's just because I'm getting more expertise with these crappy screws. Maybe. Ah, come on. Nope. There, oh. Nope. I don't feel like scratching this heatsink with the screwdriver. Come on. Oh, well, that maybe explains why, because the screwdriver itself, I don't know if the camera's really going to focus on it. I don't expect it to. Don't buy cheap crap, even though this tool set of mine that I got from school is over $1,000. Garbage. I don't think that was probably because of the screws here. I think that's probably just from some other lab, and I just never noticed it. But I think that's exactly why this is having a fun time getting into these screws. Because a stupid thing is kind of kinked on the corner. And as such, it won't lock into these screws. Tools are a God-given gift, and also your worst nightmare. Get in the hole. Good God. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, do something about the screwdriver. Man. There we go. Kind of got it now. Holy bananas, man. Nope, they're not all the way out yet. Or at least the one I was just working on wasn't. There we go. Okay, so that one should be loose. Hopefully that's loose as well. Nope, not yet at least. Come on. You're loose. Come on, get out of the hole. Come on. I don't know what we're doing here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so all the screws for this processor are now out. Make sure I keep the longer thread ones together because this is the one that goes into the temperature sensor. So, let's see. What will it take to crack this one off? Not too much, actually. And there you can see once again, like the thermal pad, it's basically turned into clay, if you will. Same thing goes for the one on the 350 megahertz. Like, it's pretty much just hardened clay at this point. Like, this isn't even really good. So, what really sucks about this is that both of these heat sinks, rather, like, this is going to have to be scraped off with some kind of abrasive something or another, whether it be a tool or material. And that sucks, because this is a time-consuming job. Like, it really is. And unfortunately, I wish I had like a plastic razor blade, the stuff that they use on like car decals to remove them, because this would be perfect for one of those tools, and maybe some solution to clean this all off. I need to get some like isopropyl alcohol onto this and just get it off, because this ain't gonna do. I think for today, and I know this is gonna make a lot of people upsetty spaghetti, but I'm gonna just put this on for now. I'm not gonna run it very long, but I just want to have this to where the heatsink will be on. I can test the processor in the computer, and that's all I really care about. I will come back and take care of the thermal solution later, because these Pentium 2s, they are just fine running on just a heatsink. And, you know, obviously the 400 megahertz Pentium 2 I had with that crusty, crappy thermal paste on it lasted as long as it did. And I went through some abuse with that computer. So obviously, they can manage just fine. I think it'll be all right. So, but hold my word, I am going to I am going to redo this at a later time. I'm just not going to do it today on this live stream because I don't want to have you all sitting here all day watching me clean a heatsink. That's not going to really keep the viewers. So, anyways, I saw a message pop up here in the chat. Need a hex key. I know that, but I don't have my hex screwdrivers here. These screws are also meant for flathead, and so that's what I was doing, was using a flathead, but the flathead screwdriver of mine has this going on with it now because I was trying to take off these screws, and as such, something happened with the screwdriver, and it makes it really hard to get it into these flathead screws, or at least the ones that I was using right here that came out of that other heat sink. These just don't have a deep enough groove for the flathead because they're more meant for the hex, but they can accept the flathead. But it's just this piece of junk screwdriver I have, which is really all I have at the moment. Wasn't really playing ball. So this Desk Pro and its Pentium 2 heatsink had a slightly better setup with a deeper groove on the actual flathead part of the screws, which makes it way easier. Like way, way easier. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have to clean this heatsink off too when I go to redo the thermal solution. But again, I'll do that another day because I just want to get this tested. I want to make sure that this is going to work. And I also need to find the placement on the motherboard for which you configure the, you configure the speed of the processor. So I believe that's on the side panel of this machine, at least. So let me get these started in the hole, and then I'll come back and tighten them up here in just a moment. Pesky screws. Can I get you? No. Oh, excuse me. God damn it. Try again. Nope, that screw just went falling out of my hands and on the floor. Of course. Try this again. Oh, magnetic screwdrivers would be wonderful. Yeah, see, that's what I'm upgrading this Desk Pro to, was a 400 megahertz. This machine originally shipped with a 350 megahertz, which is sitting right here. So I figured, because I parted out my compact Prosignia a little while ago that had a 400 megahertz Pentium 2 in it, I figured I'd reuse its processor here in the Desk Pro, because the Desk Pro is in way better shape, and I much prefer the system anyways, because it's got a cooling fan for the processor, whereas the Prosignia did not. And the Prosignia just relied on this gargantuan heatsink to cool the Pentium 2. And well, it worked fine, and there's nothing wrong with running a Pentium 2 like that. But yeah, I can absolutely see what you mean, because if you're going to try to overclock a Pentium 2, you best have a fan. If you're running them at stock, stock speeds, they'll do just fine with just the heatsink. Even a gargantuan heatsink, they'll be just fine with it. Okay, so sorry, I gotta bump the camera again to get this in here and keep it in frame. So very impromptu. I'm doing it improperly, and I don't even know. Like, should I do a video where I go back and I redo the thermal paste on this? Let me know if that's something y'all would want me to see, because I mean, I don't really think I need to, but if y'all want to see it, I mean, I have no problem in doing it. It's just, it's something that, you know, I don't know. I'm getting it in this at a bad angle. Try that again. Come on. I have fat fingers, and it doesn't exactly help when I'm trying to get the screw into the thread. Come on. What are we doing? Doesn't exactly help that these fins on this heatsink are so dense. They're more likely, when you're trying to get the screw into the hole, you're just more likely to drop it. And then, of course, it's sharp aluminum, so you got to try to get your finger in there and you cut yourself. And heat sinks. I'm so glad they're not part of the processor anymore. You know, this also makes me need to repaste that slot 1 Pentium 3 that's in my Dell Dimension XPS T500. That probably ought to be redone as well, considering that system's from '99, and God knows how long it's been since it's ever gotten any kind of proper maintenance. So probably wouldn't be the worst idea to take that Pentium 3 out and repaste it. Okay. I saw something about something. Hang on a minute. What was that in the chat? Oh, you're saying sure on the video. Yeah. That's cool. Install the Zelman heatsink on my GeForce 6600 GT. Oh my God. I would love to have one of those video cards. Get an AGP GeForce 6000 series or 7000 series. That would make for a pretty interesting Windows XP system. But about the closest cousin I've got is a Quadro FX 1500, and that's based on, I want to say, the 7900 GS. That's about as close as I can think of, at least as far as the architectural comparisons are concerned. And it's a 256 meg GDDR3 card, in case you're wondering, DX9. And mine's also PCI Express. Ooh, that one landed perfectly in the hole. You can't get any better than that. That was almost beautiful. Well, I mean, y'all couldn't really see it too well because my fat fingers are probably in the way of the camera. Okay, there we go. That works for me. So now, the only problem is I gotta get the temperature sensor put back in the heatsink. The screw went right here where the threads are. And yeah, that'll be interesting. So let me move the camera once again. But I'm gonna take a moment here to quickly go and I'm gonna go get me something to drink because it's 102 degrees outside, and so I'm pretty hot today. And it doesn't help that this damn air conditioning can stay on and help me out here. Throw me a freaking bone here. I want some cold air. Yeah, I just cracked open a cold one. There we go. Oh, that's much better. Oh, trust me, guys. I was trying to narrate stuff earlier for an upcoming video, and oh, I was dying in front of the computer because I kept having to turn the AC off because it's so loud. But such as it goes for when you're trying to make quality content. And by no means am I complaining. It's just first world problems. Because you betcha I could not have any AC at all. I'm just really taking it for granted today because it's so hot. I know it's probably hotter in other places, but you know, for up here, it's pretty damn hot. So, good camera work. Yes, thank you very much, Jordan. Come on. Stay right there so I can put you on the heatsink. Got it, I think. Thread in. Yes, sweaty fingers. They're working to save the day. Kind of. Get the screw onto the heatsink. Okay, there we go. Yep, yeah. There we go. Okay, now I'll readjust in a second. I saw a message pop up in the chat. What was it? Also have a used 9800 GT 512 meg and a brand new but open box 9800 GTX Plus. Ooh, those are some legendary cards. At least I think they're legendary cards from the early DX10 era. Ooh, I would love to have one of those again. I had a 9800 GTX in something. I think it was an Inspiron 530. I used it in there for a little bit. And it was an okay card for playing some DX9 and DX10 games. It was definitely a pretty decently powerful card. Although for me, I'd probably just go for a GTX 200 series. Just because they have better cooler designs. And in the case of like the GTX 285 or something, they have a little bit more VRAM. And it's a little bit better clocked. So, yeah. Okay, so that's ready to install back into the slot. I need to grab the side panel because I need to look up the reference as to what the jumpers on the motherboard should be set to for a 400 megahertz processor. Fortunately, in the case of this computer, it shouldn't be too hard to change the jumpers here. We need to be looking for SW1, and that would be right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I know I'm touching the motherboard. So let me grab a tiny flathead so we can reach the bank here. Or dip switches, rather. I was probably calling them jumpers. I apologize. I probably ticked somebody off. Wow, that's some graphics card sagging if I've ever seen. Holy crap. Jeez, that's impressive. Anyways, I'm getting distracted by the video card. So, this computer had the 350 megahertz Pentium 2 in it. So, to make it compatible with a 400 megahertz Pentium 2, let's see, S1 we don't worry about. S2 needs to be on. Let me just verify which pins. So S2 needs to be on. S3 needs to be on. S4 needs to be off. S5 needs to be on. Okay, and then S6 doesn't really matter because it's already set. So yes, it needs to be S2 on, S3 on, S4 off, S5 on. I think we got her. So let's go ahead and pop it into the slot. I think I can do this with holding the camera. It's kind of a bit fidgety, but with enough persuasion, should just pop into the slot. And then I need to have two hands for this, so let me move the camera. Make sure that's firmly seated in the slot. It feels like it. And then on these Pentium 2s, to latch it in place, it's on the processor itself. There's a clip there. And then there's a clip over here. They're a little stiff, probably because I haven't used them in a while. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to need that bigger flathead, actually, to pop these clips. It's been unclipped for so long that the clips are stiff, or it's not in the slot all the way. One of the two. I never really enjoyed these slot one mechanisms. They're kind of a pain, if you will. Yeah, it wasn't even in the slot all the way. There we go. That should get it to work. I hope. Maybe. Under that, or again, this hasn't been used in forever, so the clips are kind of a bit pain in the butt. Come on. Yeah, it's definitely in the slot. Like, it's firmly in there. So, it's just these clips are probably gonna... Or did I totally avoid the slot? Oh, maybe I totally avoided the slot altogether. Not a big fan of this compact mounting thing either. Maybe that's why the clips weren't opening up. Well, here's what I think I'm gonna do real quick. Let me take this video card out of the AGP slot, so I don't have to keep putting stress on it, which I don't really enjoy doing. My screwdriver should not really angle in here. Urgh. I was also tempted to do a little bit of video card upgrade work with this computer as well, because I believe the video card is some kind of an ATI, like a 3D Rage Pro in this computer, like a 8 megabyte video card, which back in the day, which this machine was manufactured in 1999, that would have been a pretty decent GPU. Had some basic 3D acceleration, OpenGL, that sort of stuff. But the only quirk with this... Oh, right, there's a thumb screw. Whoops. Learn to look before you start taking screws out, people, and assume that everything is... yeah, whoops. I'm smart. I think... Hold the entire thing, or is just this the motherboard? Oh, okay, I see how this works. Okay, so first things first, we need to... Okay, that actually stays on there, okay. We need to undo these green tabs. I think they have to be done together. Yes. And this was really cool about this computer. You all get a kick out of this. This whole thing comes out as one piece, the whole expansion assembly, and the fan connects to it. The speaker, I think, connects to it, which that needs to be disconnected actually before I continue. And I can just route that back in a minute. The wake on LAN cable will stay in there. Now the only quirk is we need to unplug the front panel. That can come first, followed by the CD audio header. Then our, I believe this is the floppy, or is that the IDE? No, the floppy's right there. This was a IDE. Which one was this one? This was the primary. So this is primary IDE that goes to the hard drive. I'm just gonna set that aside with the processor kind of weighing on it for all the good that's gonna do. Secondary goes to the CD-ROM drive. I have got my phone the wrong way. Floppy drive there, and then down here is our ATX power. This one's a little tight. I haven't pulled it out in a bit. She's in there good. There we go. And then this whole thing, you guys like that perspective? This whole thing can kind of just sit over here. And now we have better access to the motherboard. And then, since I took out that thumb screw, check that out. Whole motherboard comes out on a tray. This is why this compact kicks some butt. I love this. Such a user serviceable design. Why can't they make computers like this in the enterprise anymore? Such an amazing design. Anyways, as I was thinking, ATI 3D Rage Pro Turbo AGP. So we're gonna move this out of the way because I want to see if I can make sure that this is making contact with the slot. I think it is. I can kind of tell. So let me get this video card out of here real quick. Oh yeah, she's pretty dusty too. That was for sure. But I'll come back to that in a minute. So, cool. Anyways, is that latching in properly? Yeah, it's definitely for sure in that slot. There ain't no getting around that. Unless this piece, no. Well, let's throw it back in here for now, just so there's some structural rigidity going on here. And let me see if maybe I can encourage these clips to move out of the way and back into place. Use a slightly bigger screwdriver. Wow. Why are you not going back in your slot and staying in place, processor? What the heck? I must be missing a step or something. Is it something to do with this back piece? Like, does this move out of the way to accept the processor? And I don't want to break it, but it's just kind of here. Sorry, I'm not getting this on camera, guys. I'm trying to focus here just to kind of see what's going on here with this slot. I mean, is that what we're supposed to do? Is to just unclip this bracket, slide the processor in. Yeah, let's see here. Let me unclip the things here. Make sure of that. Maybe that's why it wasn't even going in. It's because it was unclipped on the processor and I just never really noticed it. I mean, that's entirely possible. There we go. Okay. It was just really a, no, it's still not seated in there? What? I thought the clips were supposed to go out and then allow this processor to stay in the heatsink. There we go. Okay, yeah. No, or at least, man, these are not really fun user serviceable components, are they? It's like I try to go and clip it in, and then it just wants to bulge the entire mounting thing. Really? It lines up. It's in there. So why is it not going in? I don't get it. Really? Man, this is fun. Okay. Make Mountain Dew. So, okay, we'll release the tabs. Cause see, when the processor is in this position here, I have the tabs pushed towards the center of the processor. The tabs that lock it in place are out of the way, so you can obviously insert or remove the processor. But then when it's inside the slot here, it won't allow me to push these back out to extend the tabs to lock it in place. It just doesn't work. So that's what's really getting me confused, because you would think that's how that works, but then you extend out the tabs to lock the processor in place, unless you're supposed to leave them out like this, and then you slam it in, and then they lock into place, which I don't think that's how that works, but I can try it. Whoops, sorry, I knocked you guys over on accident. Yeah, see, it's still not going in all the way. There must be something about the slot that allows the processor to kind of lock into place. There has to be. There has to be. Because this piece right here on the back kind of sort of pops open, but all that really shows me is the leads. It doesn't really lock anything else into place. And then if I move this out of the way carefully, I don't want to damage that probe, shove this processor back in. Oh, close that up. Yeah, see, tabs are closed like this, but I can't put it in. Hang on a minute, let me try this. Click these open. So, is it a step that I'm missing? Because that's in. That is definitely... okay. I can kind of see... now. Okay. I can try that. So it goes this way. Make sure these are out. Maybe I don't slam it in. Maybe I just gotta give it a lot of... Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's definitely... It just needed an extra click. I'm just being a noob. My bad. I am just a noob today when it comes to my old computers. It's in now. That is a for sure. That is a for sure. Alright, so now... Yeah, that was an extra... There we go. Now, for sure it's in. Yep, that's locked into place. That's locked into place. She ain't going anywhere. Okay. Well, that solves that mystery then. Wow. Well, if there's any time that I kind of made my mistake, it's now. Learn to, first of all, learn how the previous processor mounts into the slot. Number two, don't poke around at things you don't need to be poking around at. That's worth drinking a cold one for. Okay. All right, so get that piece put back into the case. Actually, first things first, the video card. I want to get that done first, since I pulled that out. And so when it comes to upgrading the video card, this has one of those funky looking video cards, but really the VGA just kind of sticks up here. And in the case of this NVIDIA card over here, this Riva TNT, there's nothing stopping me from taking this bracket off and just putting on this other bracket here, because the VGA lines up, I think. Okay, maybe I might be wrong on that, but no, actually that might be okay. That might just be okay, because the actual thing here, whoops, let me get a better grip on this. This up here sticks up more, but if I line up the VGA on each of these cards, the AGP, for all intents and purposes, lines up exactly. So that might be okay. I don't know. I'll experiment with that video card thought another day. For right now, I just want to put this back into the AGP slot here in the case. This doesn't obviously have the additional VGA to do the dual display stuff, although that was a supported option on this computer. You could have definitely ordered a video card, and you could have had dual monitor outputs to take advantage of the dual monitor support inside of Windows 98. Bet you a lot of people don't know that one, but I do. I remember when that was a feature. Okay, that is in the AGP slot. So now you can put this back into the case a little bit. I'm gonna get my flat screw to put into that. Oh, probably also while I'm at it, I'll put the RAM back in. I actually should probably grab some more PC-133 RAM, but for right now I'm just going to use this 128 meg stick that I know works. 128 megs is all I'm going to need right now. And then if I can find my disk for it, how about we do an install of maybe Windows 98 SC on this? I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. It's either that or we do 2000 or ME, one of the two. I do have a disk for 2000. We could try that, switch things up a bit, install 2000. That would probably run pretty well on this. But let me see where I put that screw. These are for the other heatsink. So I want to make sure that these are together with this heatsink. Did I set it over here? I did set it over here. It was a big... Oh, I'm missing some context here. Let me try to read this. I upgraded my Pentium 2 system with a Radeon 7200, which is basically a rebadged original Radeon 32 meg PCI. It was a big upgrade from the Rage Pro. Oh, I bet. I bet you, because these old Rage cards from the day were pretty good. But man, when the Radeon came out, the Radeon absolutely wiped the floor of the old ones. That's not any more evident than if you ever watched the keynotes. And I know that the Apple keynotes from the Power Mac days, because they compared, I want to say it was from the blue and white Power Mac G3. That was when they had the Radeon introduced, and they were comparing it to the graphics from the old beige G3. I want to say that was the thing I'm thinking of. And man, in Quake, that thing was a beast. Like, those graphics cards for their day were amazing. And then, of course, NVIDIA was pretty good back then, too. But then, of course, then in 2003, they screwed up with the FX 5000 series, but everybody knows that, but that's way out of the scope. But, yeah, the 2MX series, they're all right, but you literally find them in every bargain basement PC from 2001 that was set to launch with XP. There we go. And then that just slides in, and then we can put back in the thumb screw that goes into this part. It's not in all the way yet, I think. Or did I not line it up? Oh no, it's in there. It's just I didn't line up. There we go. There we go. Okay. Put the thumb screw in, and that should seat it the rest of the way in. These weren't always meant to sit flush either. And it's definitely looking like that on camera. Wow, that's really focused in, tack sharp on that thumb screw. That's impressive. Okay, so now we can go ahead and reinstall this piece here. Let's do that perspective again. That was kind of fun, just having it focus in on the slots. Then we line it up with the two slots in the case. Hopefully, if I can find them. Maybe. Where are they? Right there. Right there. Whoop, don't clip the front panel header there. All right, while we're at this stage, plug back in our connectors. So obviously first things first, plug in our power supply, plug in our floppy drive, plug in our secondary IDE. Then our primary IDE kind of went over here. Then the front panel header. And then the CD audio header. And there we go. And now, assuming I haven't missed anything, make sure these tabs are slid up. And the power supply wires are out of the way down here. I should be able to just drop this down into the case. If this system will want to cooperate here. Oh, I think I have to release this tab. Yeah, it was just a holding tab to make sure that the cables were reinstalled properly. And I think it gets down to a point. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Duh. Well, I'm smart. Uno momento, por favor. Let me do something real quickly here, because I'm a smart. I am a smart of all smarts. Let's not bury the speaker cable underneath the motherboard tray. Whoops! Man, no wonder it wasn't sitting flush. I knew there was something really kind of fishy. Don't worry, y'all aren't missing much. Okay, now we should be able to kind of set this in. Yep. And then we drop these two tabs down, and then it seats down into this connector. But first, we'll need to reroute this speaker across the way of the fan duct and back down onto the back plane. And I believe this is keyed, so it'll only go in one way, which is this way. Maybe. Nope, it definitely went the other way. Okay. There we go. Perfect. It's not the most elegant, but you know what? It works. And then we can kind of play with these a little bit until they seat down into place. Unless it's catching on something, and I hope that it isn't. Gotta play with it. Old computers, man. Old computers. Or is that interlocked? It shouldn't be. There we go. There we go. Now it's seated in place. There we go. See, now these clips up here sit flush. And in case anybody's curious, this is a chassis intrusion switch right here, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what that is. There's also a little solenoid over here. For its purpose, I don't remember. But it's definitely there. Okay, well, at this point, I think we're ready for the big test. Let's see if this thing will power on and work with that new processor. Well, not really new. It's also from 1999, but, you know. Throw this side panel back on, this big beast of a computer. And by the way, when it comes to me doing my summer/fall cleaning of all of my crap. No, I'm not getting rid of this. This thing is forever staying in the collection until it either dies or I die. This thing is one of my all-time favorites as far as these computers go. Well, or I run out of space and I have to get rid of it for the sake of space constraints. But otherwise, this thing's staying in the household. I absolutely love these old Desk Pros. One of the best systems from the late 1990s. They're Pentium 2 and Pentium 3 versions. Okay, so now we got to set up here on the jig. I got to move a couple things. I have old PCs like that I would never sell. They're not worth that much anyway. Yeah, and that's the thing too. The problem with these older computers, not that they're bad, it's just that you have to find someone who's into them. And that's a niche market these days, absolutely. And then, of course, then it's debatable by their value based on the componentry these days. It's not really based on a model number, per se. But I'd say those compacts, they can hold their money for what they're worth. And, you know, I'm not sure about the Pentium 2s, but I definitely know for a fact the Pentium 3 Desk Pro ENs got themselves a reputation for being one of the most reliable machines of their day. Or at least, they were up there on that reliability chart. Probably by the Power Max as well, but I could be wrong on that. Okay. Let's get this big chunk over here. And I do want to test some older OSs with this computer in the near future. I just need to find some that'll work on this Pentium 2, because it can make for some fun videos, not gonna lie. Okay, so fortunately I came prepared. I've got all of my legacy cables ready to go. So PS2 mouse, PS2 keyboard, I've got speakers, and then I have my VGA over to my LCD. I was tempted to pull out the CRT, but that's just something I don't feel like picking up a 60-pound CRT today. Although absolutely in the future I'd use a CRT with this computer. I totally would. Okay, that is not the right power cable. This is the right power cable. Okay. Let me get it unwrapped from the VGA cable here. All right. Here we go. This is the moment. It's almost worth turning off the AC for a couple minutes, so I'll do that real quick. Make sure that we can listen to this computer. Make sure our voltage switch is 115, good, because, you know, obviously, I don't know why I would ever touch that, but, you know, anyway. All right, power in. All right, no auto power on, although that's interesting. Yeah, smoke test, the old UXW build smoke test. All right, here we go. Yes! Yes! It works! All right. Beautiful. I need to move some crap out of the way. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh man, that is a really tight PS2 mouse cable. Oh, crap. Control-Delete, I wasn't ready to hit the F10 key on the keyboard. There we go. Yeah, right. So let me move some crap so I can set the phone up here and then we can actually, like, do something. It's not going to be pretty for the moment because I got to get this monitor situated in such a way. Let's make sure you guys can actually kind of see that a little bit. It's not great. All right, system information. Yes! 400 megahertz Pentium 2. Woo! Oh, that makes my day. That was worth it. That was so worth it. Sweet. So, now I basically have the system I used to have. Perfect. All right, let me move some extra stuff here. So, okay. There we go. Now, probably before we do anything, I likely think we're going to upgrade the RAM. We're going to put a little bit more into this computer. I'm also going to move some of these laptop chargers out of the way because I've got a ton of them up here and I don't exactly have a surplus of desk space. So I'm going to just start unhooking some of these real quick. So that way we have some more room. So where does this one go off to? It is this one here. Okay. Cool. So these both are unhooked. These were being used in a video you're probably going to see here next week. Oh, dear God. They're wrapped around everything. Literally wrapped around everything. No, stop trying to ravel yourself around everything. Okay, there we go. That's better. And these can just go over here on my bed for now. Okay, so it's a little bit more manageable. I mean, obviously it's not great, but it's more manageable than it was before. Okay. Alrighty. Well, to use a YouTube monetizer-friendly joke, if you will, for Gits and Shiggles, let's go ahead and see what's on the hard drive. Actually, let's make sure it even detects the hard drive. I need to make sure of that. Okay, good. It does see the hard drive, and the CD-ROM drive is in the right spot. Perfect. So I didn't mismatch the IDE cables. Actually, make sure the floppy drive shows up, and it does. Cool. I want to say it was Q4 OS that was last on this thing's hard drive. Not like it's really going to boot up that much faster with the 400 megahertz Pentium 2, because it only has 128 megs of RAM. And then while it boots up, I'm going to go grab my soda. Oops, sorry, bumped the fridge with my knee there. Yep, loading Q4 OS operating system. Well, you know what? Let's see if it does anything different today. See if it boots up any faster. A whole 50 megahertz clock speed boost, man. Probably quite a bit. I mean, I wouldn't know. It'd probably run even better if I take care of the thermal solution. Welcome to Debbie new / Linux 10 Buster. Yay! Last I remember, this loved to kernel panic and doesn't work. Probably because of the graphics. See, it started Trinity Display Manager, and it'll get to this screen here. It'll try to initialize, and it'll either A, kernel panic, or B, it drops you back to this prompt and expects you to log in with the TTY. Probably because, you know, the operating system, like, I don't know, doesn't work. So, yeah. Obviously, it doesn't really work, and I don't remember the login. God, I wish I knew. Was it like admin Q or something like that? Yeah. Okay, I do remember that much. Because I had to look that up. I remember that. This was running like, yeah, Linux kernel 4.19. Having to emulate the physical address extension. Yeah, gee, I wonder why, because it's a Pentium 2. But, anyways. We're just going to do probably just a shutdown dash whatever now. I forget the command and I can't be bothered to look it up. So we'll just do a shutdown dash R now. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to pull the power cord. Oh, it doesn't even have shutdown. I thought it did. Well, that sucks. I'm not used to Debian, and they all seem to have different commands from the next. So, go Linux. Okay. Well, let's just hold down the power button, and we'll just shut this off. Okay. So now we just need to pick an operating system. Mine is Windows 2000. XP is a bit too heavy, and 98 doesn't auto-install the board drivers. Actually, I can remember a time when I actually had Windows XP running on a Pentium 2. Like I mentioned, this 400 megahertz Pentium 2 that was in my Desk Pro, or it was really a Prosignia Desktop 1000, but really it's actually a Desk Pro, like an SB or EP or something of that nature, because that's what the motherboard showed up as, but it was labeled as a Prosignia. It was a little weird. I don't know why Compaq did it that way, but that's how they did it, so, you know. Anyways. So I believe I do have a Windows 2000 disk somewhere around here. Maybe we'll just put 2000 on it. Keep her simple. Yeah, actually, speaking of which, it was literally right here. First disk was Windows 2000. So, anyways, totally legitimate copy of Windows 2000. We'll put inside the computer. I think it's set to automatically boot from the CD, so that's even better. Oh, good, I didn't leave a disk in there. Good. Hopefully that CD-ROM drive still works. Last I remember it did. Yeah, 128 megs will be fine to install Windows 2000 on, but ideally you want to have at least 256. And that's probably what I'll put into this, is probably 256 megs of RAM, or I'll make this like the Ultimate Beans Windows Pentium 2 computer, rather. So I'll probably max out this system with 768 megabytes, which is this motherboard's maximum, if I'm not mistaken. At least that's what it was on my desk. Or I keep trying to call it a Desk Pro. My Prosignia Desktop 1000. There we go. That maxed out at 768 megabytes of RAM, which that's actually quite insane for a Pentium 2. But it was officially supported. You could, or unofficially, it could take up to 1 gig or maybe something like that. But I think the official was 768 megs using 3 256 meg sticks. Anyways, I want to check the boot options. Yeah, CD-ROM drives first, floppy drive is second, although ideally you want those reversed. How do I change that? Yeah, there we go. You want your floppy drive to be first, then the CD-ROM drive, then the hard drive. Yeah, that's how you want it. Okay. So, let's install Windows 2000, guys. Let's do it. Let's install Windows 2000. Why not? And then also, why not? I think I'll come over here to the iMac and I'll open up Discord. We'll see if anybody wants to pop into an audio chat or something. So, over here on the old iMac. I've actually thought about wanting to swap the places of these two. Put the iMac over here, put the monitor over here, because I have a mini display port to DVI direct connection, and it's actually a lot easier to have the iMac over here because all the I/O is on the right-hand side, and the monitor's DVI is right here on this side. But right now it's the other way around, and so if I were to try to use that same cable, it would have to stretch way over here, and it would barely fit. And it was like really putting a lot of pressure on the Thunderbolt port, or one of the Thunderbolt ports on my iMac. I think I have, I don't know, I think I have two. Anyways, but I might flip these around because I might be a little bit easier on that cable, and I want to have dual monitors on my iMac, but I can't do it because I don't have a long enough cable. And I do technically have like one of these dongles, excuse me, for mini display port to all kinds of different things like full-size display port or HDMI or DVI, but it's a piece of junk, so I don't use it. There we go. And I mean, technically I could just get a straight mini display port to DisplayPort cable. This monitor does have a DisplayPort connection on it, so I could technically just go about it that way, but then I'd have to buy a cable, and I don't have one of those cables on hand, although that probably would be the worst idea, to buy a straight mini DisplayPort to DisplayPort cable, because then that would really reduce the amount of clutter. But I'm lazy and I'm cheap, so I'm not going to do that today. So, yay, cheapskates. That's me. Okay, so let's stop procrastinating here. Let me get something pulled up. What are they talking about in the general chat? I don't know. Adjust the volume here, and we'll see if any peeps decide they want to join in. We'll see. Could be interesting. This is not a particularly fast CD-ROM drive, so we might be here a minute. I think this is like a 24 speed, and this CD isn't exactly in the best shape either, so it might take a minute for this to boot up. I was almost tempted to just use my my boot disks for Windows 2000 to really switch things up a bit, because I have a set of boot floppies for Windows 2000 setup. Wouldn't that be interesting to try? I saw something pop up in the chat. I didn't quite read it. My bad. What is this? There's a video about updating Windows 2000 and can make it run XP apps. Well, that would be cool, but that's not going to work on a Pentium 2, which doesn't even have SSE, let alone SSE2. So maybe I might revisit that with like with an Athlon 64 or a Pentium 4. That could be interesting to try. So I will probably put that down on the list of ideas. I know Rob might want me to try something with Windows 2000. He's got like all the different jokes around Windows 2000, so you know, why not, right? So let's go ahead and let notes kind of catch up here. And where's my list of video ideas? Where did I put that at? No, that's not what I was thinking it was. Where is that note? Where did I put it? Yay! Now for crying out loud, where the hell did I put it? I mean, notes sync just fine. So where did I put that? Where did I put the note at? Alright, we're starting Windows 2000. We're almost there. Alright. Enter to continue. F8. Yeah. Linux and its partitioning. Of course, it made a swap partition over here. So we're going to delete that. Delete this. There we go. And we just want to make this one great big partition, formatted as NTFS. And there we go. So, this isn't a particularly big hard drive. This is the original hard drive to this computer, about 6.4 gigs. And it still works. So you know what? Props to this hard drive for sticking around. So it shouldn't take more than like 5 minutes to format fully, I hope. So let's kick back and chat while this formats, because why not? Yeah, I could technically do the whole recovery console trick of quick formatting the hard drive, but I can't be bothered right now. I'll just wait this out, because it needs to be full formatted anyway, because Linux touched this hard drive, and I'm sure Windows would throw a fit. Particularly Windows 2000 would throw a fit. So, anyways, nothing new in the chat. I wanted to use like a 300 gigabyte drive, but I had to use 80 gig because that's the biggest Windows 2000 can format. Interesting, because I've had luck before with trying to do like a 320 gig drive under Windows 2000, and that worked just fine. It's just the problem is, because of how Windows 2000 setup is, you have to full format a hard drive if you just do it the standard conventional way of setup. So a 320 gig drive will work under Windows 2000, but you have to wait like over 2 hours for it to full format, and I'm sure not a lot of people would want to do that back in the day. I can't imagine that, but yeah, that it would work. It's just you'd have to wait it out, and I'm not sure a lot of people would want to do that. But yeah, that could actually be an interesting video with trying to do modern apps on Windows 2000. I'll have to look into that, particularly just because I'm going to have the spare time to bust out some old computers, so that could be interesting. I'll have to definitely hang on to this Windows disk and gather some unofficial updates and patches to try that stuff out, because I always love playing around with Windows 2000 and all these old versions of Windows and seeing what they can really do. In fact, I actually had a couple different ideas regarding Windows 98, ME, and those sorts of things, trying to see what they could do with like Kernel X and some of the other unofficial updates. But maybe that particular project will be for another day. I think maybe doing stuff with 2000 would be a little bit easier, just because It's NT, and it's a little bit easier to work with Windows 2000 just because it has better hardware support for things like Athlon 64s and Pentium 4s, and in some rare instances a Core 2 Duo, but not very often. It's like the very earliest of Core 2 Duos with the GMA 950. Those will actually take Windows 2000. It's not very fun, but you can make them work. So maybe that might just be the system I use. Use one of my piece of junk Core 2 Duos to run Windows 2000 on. Why not? In fact, actually, the system I'm thinking of is in my closet over here. You might remember this as well from that haul of free computers I did recently with the, let me just move some stuff out of the way here so that way it is not getting in the way of the doors. Move this Dell out of the way. Yeah, I need to invest in some storage, but I can't do that while I'm up here in the dorms particularly. They wouldn't approve of that. And I've only got the one room. Anyways, I digress. So that system there is the one that I was mentioning, and I would probably see if I could get that to work under Windows 2000. I'd probably make a lot of people mad, but this is only a Core 2 Duo E4500 processor with the Intel GMA 950. So that could technically work under 2000 with some fudging and prodding around. And of course, it's got PCI Express, so you know, I've got a surplus of video cards up there that I'm sure would probably work under 2000. I think even, let's see, which one was I thinking of? I mentioned this one earlier, this Quadro FX 1500. This may have a driver for Windows 2000. Don't quote me on that, but I think it does. So I could try using that under Windows 2000. There might be a ForceWare driver for it. I don't know if it's the same one as XP or what. And if that doesn't go through, I also have another computer over here amidst my stuff. Well, obviously HP didn't release 2000 drivers for it. That would just be asking for it. But it's an Intel 945 chipset, so obviously that's got 2000 support in a way, because that's the same chipset that the Optiplex 755 ultra small form factor had. And those, I know for a fact, got 2000 drivers from Dell. So you could probably fudge those to work if you're lucky. Just take like the INF files and throw them into Device Manager. Anyways, as I was going to say before I got onto that tangent, one of these computers in here has a GeForce, it's a PCX 5750, and the PCX 5750 is basically a glorified PCI Express version of a GeForce FX 5000 series graphics card. So the same drivers for the PCX 5000 series will also work with the other cards. So that's also an option. Those do have 2000 drivers, and so if I need a display adapter, I could just use that PCX 5750 for what it's worth, and that'll work just fine. It's just obviously you got to get the chipset drivers installed first so you can get the PCI Express working, and that all will work under Windows 2000. It's been done before with Athlon 64 systems of mine. So I know for a fact it can be done with one of these Intel 945 systems. It's just you got to get the drivers for them. And they're a bit of a pain in the butt, but they will work. So it's just a lot of Draga oneness, if you will. A lot of Draga oneness. So, all right. I'm going to, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, 69, nice. We're going to put you guys down right here again. I got to go take a quick restroom break while this does its thing, and I will be right back. So, toodaloo. Toodaloo, 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 toodaloo. Oh god, I gotta close these closets so I can actually get out the door. Come on. Get over there. There we go. Okay. Okay, and I'm back. Oh, we're at 89%. Not bad, not bad. I'm being DM'd some stuff. Oh, yeah, looking over here at the DM I was sent. Yeah, that's actually a video I've watched before. So, yes, I will reference that stuff. That actually will come in handy. What I might also do while this is doing its thing, I'm gonna find my, actually, I'll just bring my charger over here real quick, actually. That way I can, hopefully plug my phone in while this is streaming. Oh yeah, it'll actually reach. Sweet. Perfect. There we go. There. Now my phone won't die while we're doing this live stream. At least I hope. Alright, we're going. Alright, we're copying. Hey. Is this, oh, he's also in there. Okay. I was trying to wonder who that was. Did I miss anything in the chat while I was gone? I suppose I probably ought to take a look. I ran Heaven benchmark on the 7900 GS. I mean, I got like 10 FPS. Meme PC is out. Time to strip the gaming PC. Oh boy, you're gonna be in for a project. So, wish you luck there. Meanwhile, we're just gonna let good old Windows 2000 install. While we're also at it, I'm gonna plug my Keurig here. Plug in my speakers. Plug those in. Also, another thing, I'm gonna potentially do some future videos regarding older, really weird Linux distros. I know one in particular. If anybody remembers, like Linspire or Lindows, might work on that. So that could be pretty interesting. So I'm not sure whether or not I want to run it on my Inspiron 5100, which is a Pentium 4 laptop, or should I run it on a Dell Optiplex GX150 with a Pentium 3 at 1 gigahertz? Because either way, they're going to have 512 megabytes of RAM, and I feel like the GX150 runs it really well, but I'm not sure about the Inspiron 5100. I think it might be slightly too new, because I think it was made in, I want to say late 2001, early 2002, maybe late 2002. I don't know. I have to think about that. But yeah, it's a Radeon 7500 with 2.4 gigahertz Pentium 4, and currently sitting at 768 megs of RAM with I want to say a 40 gig or a 60 gig hard drive. Could be interesting. I don't know. Yeah, Lindows is the reason why I was thinking about it, because it's on WinWorld. Yeah, I've downloaded a couple copies of it. Then I was also thinking about doing overviews of like maybe the older Linux lights, just for the sake of curiosity. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of all these kinds of different ideas. Maybe not necessarily going onto YouTube per se, but Just stuff that I think y'all would be interested in watching. But we'll see. Let's come over here to this system here. Okay. Just want to make sure that the fan wasn't grinding or doing anything. Okay. Yeah, I've definitely been awake for a bit. Staring at that Keurig makes me want coffee. Yeah, same. I mean, I've got my Everex coffee cup here. I love this mug, except it needs some work because the handle's kind of boofed, but it's still hanging on. But yeah, I just kind of use it around my dorm. Probably got like too many coffee cups, honestly. I've got a collection at home of all the coffee cups I've gotten over the years, especially on vacations and such. I got a really cool one from down by I think it's the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum. I think it's down by McMinnville, Oregon. I was down there on a Boy Scout trip with one of my friends who was a Boy Scout, and yeah, that was an amazing place for what we were doing over there. But I got to check out the place. There's a lot of stuff. They had a water park there. It was really cool. So yeah. Uh-oh. Somebody's flexing some laptops over here. I'm gonna get a look at this. Wow, look at those Dells. Those are cool. I see an old gateway down there. I think that's what that is. Whoops, wrong. Same picture. Oh yeah, HP there, Dell in the back. I think that's another HP there. No, that's a Dell. It's got the light there. That's another Dell. That looks like a gateway. That looks like another Dell there, I think. And there's Rob's collection of Dells up there. So, very nice. Meanwhile, Windows 2000 wants to restart, so let's let it restart, because why not? And I figure, since it's the 1.5K stream, I'm going to leak something that's going to be in a future video. And I think y'all will like it, because this thing is an absolute beast. So while this reboots, let me show this all off to y'all. I think y'all get a kick out of this thing. This machine, I found off of Craigslist. The guy was pretty adamant about his price, and eventually I kind of caved because I just, that's kind of how I do my things sometimes. But, check this beast out. This is a laptop. This is a this is a big boy. This is a ZV6130. Well, in general, it's a ZV6000 series. This is a Athlon 64 laptop, 15-inch widescreen display. It's just got the integrated graphics, but the size of this thing is absolutely behemoth, and it's so full of features. Like, this thing's got a FireWire port over here. It's got 4 USB 2.0 ports. It's got Ethernet over here. It's got this expansion port 2 connector. Over here on the right-hand side, it's got a pretty unusual DVD burner drive, SD card slot. Well, actually, it's a multifunction card reader. And then it's got PCM CIA as well as Express card. And it's also got some pretty decent sounding speakers as well. So that's just a bit of a teaser for you all. That'll be coming in a future video, like I said, about next week. Also, I don't know what's going on here and why that wasn't recognizing the CD, because it's most definitely in the CD-ROM drive. I didn't take it out, so I don't know what was up with that. It's like this guy's actually got quite the collection of laptops, actually. It's quite surprising. Even some of those make me jealous. And in the Discord. Oh, actually, while I got you guys on the stream, talking about the Discord for a moment, because why not? I may or may not be reinstating a permanent invite link. Now, don't ask me when, and I'm not going to say specifically where I'm going to put it, but I'm thinking, because I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of having to hide the link, I'm thinking this weekend, at some point, maybe next week, I may or may not reinstate a permanent invite link to allow people from YouTube to be able to join into the Discord. I don't know exactly when or how I'm going to go about it. Again, that's just me putting this out there, because I'm sure there's probably some people who would still like to join, and that's absolutely wonderful. So I'm just working on the moderation side of things for the moment, and then I'll make a link public, because I want to make sure that there's going to be people who are going to be here to safeguard the Discord while I'm away doing class stuff, video stuff, or just plain old real life stuff, really. Because, you know, work, home stuff, chores, you know, whatever the case might be. So, anyways, yeah. So, now we're at the spot where we're going to be installing some drivers. Yay. My favorite. Oh, by the way, we did the phone number verification system, and it still didn't work. There are still people who were joining into the server, and they were ban evading. Even with the phone number verification, I did turn that on, and it still didn't help. So at this point, there's no sense in me trying to there's no sense in me trying to drill some brass tacks down into these idiots' throats. At this point, it's just bound to happen because of the popularity of my channel. There's no sense in me trying to find a alternative solution to it, and I'm not even going to make it public anymore. Like, the point being that it's time that I would like to expand my community. I'd like to be able to have people, you know, be able to come in and see what we do on the side when, you know, there's no videos being made public. Maybe even to hang out with me, come play video games with me. Hey, that's pretty cool too. We do that sometimes. But obviously I can't do that if there's no invite link open. And I think we're well aware of who's doing stuff and how they're going to go about doing it. It's pretty easily traceable. So you know what? There's just no point in just leaving it not there anymore, if you get what I mean. So we're just going to get some extra people doing some moderation. We'll open up the server and we'll go from there, and we'll see how it works. That's about all I can really say, because from there, I don't know. Because, you know, it is what it is. You know, I kind of have to figure out the moderation side of things. Just trying to look around in the chat here. See what I missed. You should try RPG Maker 2003. It runs great on older systems. I don't have a copy of that, actually. I don't know where you'd get it, but that could be kind of fun to play around with on something. Maybe if I get 2000 running on that Core 2 Duo system, maybe. But Not today. I'm not pulling out that Core 2 Duo at the moment. At least unless people want me to. But not gonna go out of my way to do it today per se. But anyways. I guess we can open up Task Manager and see what the memory usage looks like here. We're actually not doing too bad. Yes, like I said, 128 megs will be enough to install Windows 2000. It's definitely using a lot of processor, though. That's definitely for sure. That is definitely for sure. Let me come back in the chat here. Let me see what's going on. Right now is a rip for me since COVID has kind of stopped me from picking up tons of old laptops. Oh my god, yes. Tell me about it. I so wanted to do that this year. Like, I was really hoping to be able to do some more things, but fortunately that's just not how things have went for us this year, unfortunately. And that's just kind of how it is, Okay, let me informationalize fill this machine. I gotta find a 2000 CD key. I can find one in 2 seconds, thanks to the magic of the internet. And since pretty much Windows 2000 is kind of like free and open at this point, I have no remorse of showing the key on stream. So just give me a moment. I'll look one up. So I think this is the one. There we go. Oops. Type your password properly, smart person. Okay. And the date is still from the Linux configuration. It is not the 1st of August yet. It is the 31st of July. I can't believe the friggin' CMOS battery in this computer still works. I can't believe that. Maybe it was probably replaced. I bet you it probably was. There'd be no way it's lasted all this time. There we go. Ah. I don't remember when that guy actually joined in. Was he friends with again? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, he was in the YouTube chat. My bad. Trying to do two things at once here. Typical settings is fine. It's just part of the work group. Anyways, Windows 2000 is the first OS to have Microsoft SAM. I'll have to double check that. I believe that's true, but I thought it was XP. Maybe I could be wrong on that. 8 megabytes of VRAM is epic. I write the CD on the disk with a Sharpie. Yeah, I usually do that, but I totally forgot to do that with this Windows 2000 disk. I probably ought to do that, but it takes me like so few amounts of time to go and look one up, so I don't even bother. Or at least I didn't with this disk. I need to do that though. I really do. I'm lazy. I'm a procrastinator. Have you ever had shuttle box systems? No, I've not. Although they could be interesting to check out, but no, I've never had one. Oh, I'm not sure if Service Pack 4 is from Microsoft or unofficial. Service Pack 4 for Windows 2000 was officially from Microsoft. You're probably thinking of Service Pack 4 for Windows XP. That was unofficial. I actually remember when that came out, how big of a deal that was, how Microsoft had to respond and all of that. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm gonna pay attention to the chat again. My bad. Have you ever tried unofficial DirectX 10 for XP? I actually haven't. I need to try that. That actually, I've never heard of that before. Oh, damn it. My bad. Sorry. Didn't mean to rape you all. No, I actually have not tried that before for XP. So that could make for an interesting video also. So I might have to look into that. I don't even know what I have in my library other than like a couple different games that may be DirectX 10. I'm trying to think. And obviously, of course, Steam no longer works on XP and Vista, so that's probably a deal breaker for me because a lot of my game purchases are on Steam. So that would pretty much suck. So, yeah. Alright, hopefully we're done here with the setup here any minute now. That'd be kind of fun. Gotta love the speed of old computers, guys. Speed of old computers. I guess we could take a look at Task Manager once again. Oh, it's using CPU. Ooh, yeah, it's definitely using some processor there. looks a little better. That's still accessing the CD, so we're still going. That's good. Well, in the meantime, I guess I'll, it's definitely still chugging the disc. Oh, I'm gonna take a moment to stand up and stretch. Oh. This is definitely the kind of type of thing where you would start installation and then go get yourself a cup of coffee, because they were not kidding. You know? They definitely were not kidding about that back in the day. While I'm waiting, I'm going to do this off of the camera. I'm going to see about getting these screws, excuse me, put back in this other heat sink. Might as well. Oh, and these pesky screws, they get on my nerves. Whatever, that'll hold it in place for now. Screws into that heat sink. At least while I'm sitting over here, I can work on that, because might as well. See if I'm lucky enough to actually get it in here. Oh, and I dropped it, guys, because my watch band got stuck on the damn cord. Of course. So why wouldn't it? Everything gets stuck on the stuff you don't want it to get stuck on. It does it anyway. Because that would just be too easy. Okay, so I get this last set of screws on here. That should hopefully keep the heatsink on. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I guess we're doing it anyway. Get in your hole. No, screwdriver, stop being dumb. There we go. Nope. Come on. In your hole, inside the screw, and stay in there. Okay. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Oh, hey, we might be done. We might be done. Yay, we're done. Alright, cool. Let's restart. Take the CD out of the drive. Ah, dang it. I keep knocking down the phone. Sorry. Take the CD out of the drive. Okay. Now, I should hopefully have a successful boot of Windows 2000. Okay. And this heatsink should now be on. Well, there we go. So now, it's not going to look pretty, but of course I'll come back, like I said, and I'll obviously redo the thermal interface material on both of these Pentium 2s. Just so that way they will not self-destruct themselves, at least not right away. Which would be good. That would be good. Oh, hey, we got a video driver out of the box. Oh, it's in the wrong resolution, too. Wow, okay. Monitor is not happy about running in 1600 by 1200 resolution, but hey, we got a video driver and it is working. Holy crap. That is not bad. So we're just gonna do this for the moment. That will be fine. There we go. Do we have sound? Let's find out. We have sound. Hey. Cool. All right. Let's wait for this to get to the desktop here, and then should be good. And we definitely got to change that display resolution. It is way too big. Let's decrease that down to 1024 by 768. Get out of here. There we go. Monitor's much more willing to work with that. That's for sure. Get rid of this pop-up window here. Do an auto. All right, and there we go. Perfect. So there be Windows 2000, and she's running pretty well too. Of course, that's no surprise because this is a system that it was meant to run on back in the day. No question marks. That is impressive. All right. Even the network card, the compact NC3121 fast Ethernet, so 10100 megabit per second networking. Of course, ATI 3D Rage Pro Turbo AGP. Of course, the CD-ROM drive here. Oh, it also supports digital CD audio. Well, that's kind of neato. I mean, I won't play with it right now, but hey, that's pretty neat. It's pretty nifty. Well, there we go. That is pretty slick. Let's set a wallpaper here. Could do. We'll do a tiled one. Whoops, a tiled one. What's one that looks cool? I think. Where is the one that I like? Oops. Sure, for now we can set that one, but I was thinking of something else. Where was it? There it was, Prairie Wood. That's the one that I like to use. So we're going to go back to none. Turn active desktop off. There we go. That's better. Okay. Well, I don't really have anything else to hook up to this, networking-wise, because I don't want to knock my server offline. At least the sound works, so that's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and set this up for networking over the LAN. There we go. Turn my speakers way back down, because they don't need to be all the way up. All right. So I suppose we'll do a quick test here. We'll use pinball. Why not? Sweet. Play a little bit of pinball, because why not? Ah, nothing I can do to save that one. I used to spend a lot of time at my grandma's house actually playing this game back on Windows XP. Ooh, yes. Yes. Worth it. Ooh, nope. Dang it. I broke the sound effect. So I get one of those bonuses again. I'm hitting those bumpers really at a bad time. Oh, the ball got stuck up there. Look at that. It got stuck. Oh, I'm overdriving the speakers. Ah! And that'd be it for that. Well, not too bad. 886,000. I'm really rusty at this game, I'll tell you that much, but sure, why not? Player one. Okay, well, that was that. Take a trip into DX Diag real quick, because I don't remember what version of DirectX. DirectX 7 is what comes on Windows 2000 out of the box. And why not? Oh, this isn't an 8 megabyte video card. This is a 4 megabyte video card. Ah, I thought this was 8 meg, but this is a 4 meg. Okay. Well, that makes sense then. This can do 32-bit color, so why not? We'll set it. There we go. So let's test our Direct 3D. We'll make sure that's working. Yep, that worked. And there's our spinning cube test. This monitor's kind of slow to react, so you only really see a split second of the test, but hey, it's working, so that's pretty cool. And could test the MIDI. It's got the ESS 1869 on the motherboard, but we're not going to test the sound. We'll test the music maybe. Yep, that's working. Always love this sample MIDI. Reminds me of when I was trying to run that on a old Toshiba Satellite Pro with a 90 megahertz Pentium, and how it struggled to play that because it was under Windows 2000. Oh, the joys of when I was tinkering around as a kid. Anyways, does it actually have MIDI set up for that? Oh, wrong thing. I was brain farting. No, that was the menu. That was the menu. Because this would be the section where you would set up your MIDI, I think, or something of that nature. No, it was this MIDI. So I have to set it to this. There we go. And then we got to do the old obligatory Billy Core test of doing canyon.mid. So C, WinNT, media, canyon.mid. Not really all that impressive, but it works. He'd probably scoff at that and probably try to install some kind of sound blaster. Or, you know, Packard Bell sound card. That always works too. Anyways, I'll shut up. So, there we go. It seems to be stable. It seems to be working really well. So, 400 megahertz Pentium 2 upgrade seems to be working fantastic for the Desk Pro EN. So that is an awesome little piece. I guess there's a lot of updates it has to unpack. Well, this is not anything unofficial. This is just your standard Windows 2000 Service Pack 4 disk that I used. So I guess if it means using Service Pack 4 Slipstream in, then sure. But, you know, and anyways. There probably isn't much disk space left. Well, we can check that. Actually, we have quite a bit left. It only used about 3/4 of the disk to install, which isn't actually all that bad. So we still got about 5 1/4 gigs free. So that's not too unreasonable, actually. Of course, this was made for Windows 98 or NT Workstation 4.0, but you know, such as it goes with this computer, you know, it actually still seems to hold up really well under Windows 2000. So I will give it that. There is one thing I could technically try. It's over here. If I go and grab it, wherever I set that, where did I set that at? That's probably a little too new. Where is that? Is that set at? That is a good question. Where did I set you? No, that's not it. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I was trying to remember where I put it. It's up here on top of the thing. But I've got a copy of Half-Life we could try running on this. I might have to run DirectX update, but might be able to work with DirectX 7. I don't remember what this game needs. I think it was maybe DirectX 7. But what the heck? We will give it a try. Let's see how it works. Let's see if we can get this to run in OpenGL mode. Alright, sound test. Yep, it works. There we go. Cool. And away we go. This will probably be like about a 400.5 megabyte install. We'll see how long this takes. probably won't work on a 4 megabyte video card. Oh, it will. Trust me, I've got it. I've got this game to run on a integrated graphics solution on a Packard Bell Legend 108 or 108 CD Supreme with a 75 megahertz Pentium. It didn't run very good, but it launched. So don't fool yourself, because that was a 1 megabyte video card, and it would work at some software resolution, but of course it was CPU limited. So I don't know. I'm just going to try it for the sake of trying it, because it won't ding you on the minimum requirements. So let's just have a little bit of fun. You know, why not? Yeah, I don't really care. I'm not connecting to the internet to check updates. Yes, thank you. Register later. That is fine. And sure, let's see if it works. Right, pesky CD key. Need to enter that in. Okie doke. Good old Valve intro. Okay, and here we go. So we'll go under configuration, video modes. And let's set OpenGL. We have to press OK on this. Let's be a little ambitious. We'll try 640 by 480. We'll see if that works. Let's see if we get lucky. Ah! I had to try it. I didn't think I was gonna get lucky. Maybe because I gotta update the driver. That could be. But let's try a lower resolution. Let's try 320 by 240. Does that work? Or does that not work either? It doesn't like. It must not like OpenGL. Well, we could try the Direct 3D. That might work. Let's see if the Direct 3D works. Oh, yeah. Yep, there we go. It just doesn't like OpenGL. And that could just be because this video card is really old. It's only meant for the newer ones that will work with OpenGL, but hey.
Good morning, and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated
train is it's so low resolution, but hey. Oh, look at the textures! Look at the textures! Look at the textures! Oh, quality! Oh, the frame rate. Oh, I feel like LGR right now, trying to get like the Doom 3 working on Voodoo. Like if anybody's ever watched that video, it's seen the low resolution textures. Oh, it's so chunky and so blocky. But it is working. You know what? Oh my gosh, why am I even doing this? Alright, let me pause that because I can't even hear myself. Wow, I wasn't even expecting that to work at all. and it worked. Holy crap. To play through the whole game like this, yes. Oh no, I broke the monitor. I broke the monitor. Oh no. Oh, the whole computer. What happened to the desktop? Why is only this part of the desktop accessible? Oh no. Oh man. This version of the game is really buggy with its direct 3D modes. So I might have to task manager my way out of this. Where is it? HL.exe, there we are. There we go. Okay. The fact that worked, I'm actually impressed. Because that video card is a hot piece of trash for this game. So the fact it actually worked, okay, that's not too bad. Oh man. What video driver are we actually using on this? I need to look that up. Yeah, it's from late 1999. This likely came in a later service pack. Probably. But, yeah. Amazing. Honestly amazing. So that's why I want to try that, that NVIDIA Riva TNT. I want to see how well that works, because that's a 16 meg video card, like I said earlier. So that could be interesting to try out. But yeah, I think for now, I should probably go eject that CD out of the drive. Probably wouldn't be the worst idea. And I knocked my knee into the fridge again. Sent you guys flying downward. Sorry about that. There's another game that I kind of want to try because, curiosity's sake, not just for the sake of it actually like working, because I don't think it will. I've got this game that's called Road Wars, and I think it was made in 2001. So I don't think this one would work, at least not with this video card. But it could be interesting to try it at the very least, and see if it even like does anything. Why not? Have a little bit of fun. See if anything happens with it. Yeah, here we go. So let's give this a shot. Of course, this video card won't really work with anything newer than DirectX 7, so if this game needs a newer DirectX, this might not work out so well. But we'll give it a shot anyway. Oh yeah, got a .pack file. That's gonna take a minute, literally. Yeah, I'm probably gonna connect this to the internet at some point in the future, run all the updates. But for right now, I think we'll be fine leaving it as it is, just considering that I'm not going to go too crazy with doing that today. Sure, we'll make a shortcut on the desktop, that's fine. Wow, it's been successfully installed. And there's our shortcuts and configuration. So let's try running the config utility real quick. Let's see. What kind of an option set do we've got here? Yeah, we'll probably want to do Direct 3D, 640 by 480. Can we go lower than that? Oh yeah, we can go lower than that. Okay. Well, we'll start with 640 by 480. I just want to see. I don't think it's gonna work. Or at least if it does work, it's not gonna run very good. Wow, what an intro. Can I skip these? Yes, I can. That's really loud. Ah, that's some flickering. Ah, that is really harsh on the eyes. Please tell me it's not like this in the actual game. Let's just get into something here. Sure. Oh, that's not boding well for the gameplay. This is not boding well for the... Oh, no! Oh, that's... Ah! What the heck? What the heck? What the heck am I doing? Ah, I cannot see anything going on. Ah... That's... I think... Oh, come on, please. Ah. Stop the music. Why is my task manager grayed out? Why do I have no task manager? What the fuck? No. No. Stop it. I'm logging out. Why do I have no task manager option? Why did I have no task manager? What the heck was that about? That was really annoying. Whoops. Do I have it back now? Nope, I have lost my task manager. What the actual hell? What? I have no more task manager. Did this program disable the task manager? What? Are you serious? Like, really? I am the administrator. Why do I have no task manager? I am literally the system admin. Really, Windows 2000? Are you kidding me? Whatever. Give me a minute. Let me log out again. Whoops. That probably requires a password. Really? Okay, there's the task manager. Okay, that makes sense then. I was like, why the hell did I not have an option for task manager? Because it was there, but then apparently after I installed the game, it disabled the task manager. I don't know what the deal was there. That's not cool. I don't know. I'll look into it later. I'll look into it later. That's just really bizarre. I've never seen that before. Could just be something to do with that game, honestly. Who knows? Yeah, that I've never... Let me try uninstalling the game real quick. If I uninstall it, I wonder... I wonder if that's just Windows 2000 doing something, or if that's actually the game. I wonder. I saw some registry stuff fly out of there. Okay, well, the Explorer window closed. Did it delete the program group? Yeah, it deleted the program group. Nope, Task Manager is still missing. Let me restart. Let's see if reboot will do something about that. That is something I've not seen in a while, where a game will just like literally disable the task manager. That's a new one on me. And I've used this game before, and I've never had that happen before. Not in my knowledge, anyway. I'll have to try it on another computer here. I've got this Vio over here. This, oh goodness gracious, this thing's heavy. This thing here, I recently fixed it up, and I might try installing it on there if I need to have another computer to test this Road Wars game with. Because I'm not sure what caused that task manager anomaly. That was weird. move the camera a little bit. I don't know if it's still disabled. I'll probably go digging around under the group policy editor under the admin account. I'll go see what's going on because that's really strange. I've never seen that happen before. Well, at least not recently. I shouldn't say never. I have seen it happen. I thought I turned off active desktop. I swear I did. Nope, it's still on. Okay, turn it off. There we go. Nope, Task Manager is still gone. What the actual heck? That's, not cool. Okay. I really don't know what that's all about. Okay. gpedit.msc. Let's go see what's going on here. User configuration, Windows settings. I believe it's under probably. Security settings. Nothing in there, not that I can tell. Oh, maybe it's under the computer configuration. That could just be. Account policies. No, that's not what I'm thinking of. Forgive me. I haven't done this in a minute or a hot minute, so I don't remember all the crap that goes along with group policy, and of course this isn't a domain, so I'm probably looking in the wrong spot. So probably someone will ding me in the chat. It's like, hey, go look in this panel, we'll figure out what's going on. Actually, you know what? Let's try something. Let's just make a new make a new user account real quick. Let's do that. Let's make a new user. Let's just call it test. Full name is test. Password. Don't change the next log on. Use the same password. Alright, there's our test account. So let's log out and let's try it. Hell, I don't know. Whoops. Type your password fully, you dummy. Alright. Yeah, what the heck? This has Task Manager. What? Something screwy happened with my account. I'm not thrilled about that. What the actual heck? Wait, actually, while we're under this test account, let's try installing that game again. Let's actually try installing that. Let's see if it disables Task Manager again under this account. I've got to try it. Like, what the heck? Oh. The file msvcrt.dll cannot be opened. Access is denied. Oh, it just like, oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. We're having fun there. Oh, so this game basically screwed up this DLL file now. What the heck?
What are you doing?
And this is what's weird. Like, it says, welcome to blank setup program. What? Setup will install blank in the fall. What? How does it make any sense? You're now ready to install blank. Oh. Okay. Blank has been successfully installed. Oh, that's something's probably all messed up now with this install of Windows 2000. Oh no. Where the hell is that? Where the hell is that MSV CRT DLL file? Is it under System 32? I think it is.
Okay.
KO. MSV CRT. Yep, there it is, right there. Probably Windows isn't gonna like me if I do this, but I'm gonna hit delete. I'm gonna see. Nope. Yep. Specified files being used by Windows. Of course it is. Didn't think it would let me do that.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm digging around in Windows 2000. I installed this game, and then I leave the game to only find out that my Task Manager got disabled.
Okay.
I don't know why. It just got disabled, so I had to go under the administrator account, make another account because I wanted to test. And now this msvcrt.dll file is damaged that Windows needs to operate, and good old Windows. Good old Windows, you know. But Half-Life worked. And it looks just as bad as when LGR did that segment with Doom 3 on the Voodoo video cards, where it looked like the guys had like no faces. The textures are like
Wait,
colored pixels on the
PC?
screen. On the Desk Pro EN
Oh dear God.
with the Pentium 2. So I don't know what's the deal now with that file. Like, it must have just gotten corrupted or something. So that's fun. I guess the next thing I could technically do is I could just run a check disk on this.
Why?
I can check for errors and see what's going on here.
Later.
Oh. Oh, Windows. Oh, that might be because I'm under a standard user, not an administrator. That might be why it's not letting me do the disk check. One moment. Let me log out of the test account. Let me go back.
My brother will start Half-Life Smash.
Oh, jeers. You have fun with that.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go do that.
Go have fun dying under that.
Yeah. Have fun with your crown.
Okay, let's try running a disk check under the administrator account. That's likely why it wouldn't let me do it, because I was under standard account. Yep, knew it. Wouldn't let me do it because I was under standard account. Because I don't believe this disk has any major issues. I haven't ever experienced any, but that's not to say that it can't be happening. And maybe Windows will pick up on that broken DLL file. I have no idea. Disk check complete. Okay, well, it's obviously not got any issues according to Windows. Well, let's go under CMD. I wonder if this is under Windows 2000. I really can't remember. Oh, yeah, it's under Windows 2000. Cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That DLL files got screwed up. They did. I knew it. Oh, it can't hide from me, game. I don't know whether to blame the game or just to blame the hard drive, because I could go either way. I'll have to try that on another Windows 2000 computer and see if that's really the issue. Is this game and an unpatched copy of Windows 2000? That could be. I don't know. But let's try letting it copy files over from the CD and see if my task manager comes back. I highly doubt that that's going to come back, but we'll see. So we'll let this run real quick. Get out of here, Windows 2000 CD. Oh, it's really using the processor now. Oh, I didn't even notice the old stuff about the group policy editor. Whoops, I didn't even notice that. Well, let's try this first. Let's see if this does anything. We'll do the old consumer method of going about fixing this, and then if it doesn't work, I'll go about the group policy editor and I'll look in there. It could very well just be a Windows 2000 thing, because I haven't run Windows Update, so could just be a bug, and that's totally fair enough in my book, I would think. And while it does its thing, I'm going to get the Scotch tape off this old heatsink, because obviously I don't have anything attached to it at the moment. There we go. That Scotch tape is now off the heatsink. There we go. Alright, I'll set that off to the side for now. Yeah. God, the stream's almost been going for 3 hours straight. That's unbelievable. Well, it is believable because I'm just doing it, but you know. Anyhoozles, yeah. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I know on modern Windows this can only take like a minute or a couple minutes because it only uses the internet, whereas on this I have to wait for the CD. Because by default it only uses the CD if you don't have an internet connection, or I don't even know if it used the internet connection. I think it only had access, or it only checked from the CD. Oh, it's really hammering the processor. Oh, it's slow. Is she slow? Or is it just mainly... Oh, yeah. 100%ing the CPU. Or at least it did for a moment there. Well, I think after this, I think we'll probably wrap this stream up. I gotta get back to doing some editing because I've got a lot of stuff I gotta get edited and thrown on to YouTube. But I just want to see if this does anything. Probably not, but you know what? It's always worth checking just because you never know. So why not? Let's see, where's my other thing at? One moment, I'm gonna look over here. Oh, yeah, this is probably gonna take way too long. Well, you know what? At this point, I think we'll wrap her up. It's been 3 hours. I think that's probably good enough. I think all we've really done here is mainly tinker around with this poor compact. And like I said, there's some stuff I'm gonna go ahead and get back into. So yeah, do expect in the future we're gonna get some more videos uploaded starting next week, and then hopefully start building up some more of a regular-ish schedule. We'll have to see what happens. But for those who did join and participated with me upgrading the processor in this compact, well, I appreciate you all coming to watch, and hopefully I can get a sort of a special video for 1,500 subs out. That'd be kind of cool to do, just for the sake of fun, keep things interesting. So yeah, I think with that having been said, I want to get out of here. I'm going to get back to working on editing some video while this finishes up and does its thing, and I'm going to carry on with the rest of my evening. So, woohoo, 1,500 subs. I'm happy, very happy. So, once again, I'm really grateful. I really appreciate you all coming to watch, and I'm going to just continue to keep on doing what I'm doing because something seems to be working. So, yeah, we'll catch you guys later. I'm going to head out, so good to see you all, as always. We'll see you in the next one.